Hey everybody, it's Beth from Yoga and Reiki Bliss. This month in my classes, we have been working on exploring our balance. And we've been trying to explore it with the thought of proprioception, our vestibular system, and our vision as the three systems that balance can be affected by. And so this week, I have been playing around with movements that kind of rock and roll me and turn me and twist me and everything that sort of changes my orientation as a way to stimulate the vestibular system just a little bit more. That's the part of our balance system that lives in our inner ear. And it gives us information about where we are in space, particularly where our head is, how our head is moving. And so finding these ways to twist and rock and roll as a way to sort of, I don't want to say disorient myself, but challenge my orientation in terms of where I am in space and where my head is. And then also working with the eyes a little bit in particular positions or closing them to remove that input as a way to kind of see if that amps up my vestibular system or my proprioceptive system. So that, again, I'm not relying on all three, but could the other two tap in and give me a better idea of where I am in space. Okay, let's get started. Less talking, more moving. Here we go. We're actually going to start on our back. So just have a moment to lie down with your knees bent, your feet on the ground. And give yourself a couple of breaths just to know you're here. And even noticing for your own self, when you lie down from being upright, is there a vast difference in your experience? Do things feel pretty stable? And just take a moment to watch your breath without changing it. Just watch it come in and watch it go out. And then the next time you exhale, allow both knees to come into your chest. You can let your hands slip onto your shins and let your knees and your feet widen as far as they'll comfortably go. I'm going to take a breath in. And as you exhale, roll all the way over onto your left side. Then as you inhale, leading with your top leg, let that roll you onto your back and all the way over to the other side. As you inhale, lead with your top leg, let that roll you onto your back and over to the left again. And then if you like, you can start to invite the arms and the legs to move together. So now just adding in one more limb to kind of move around in space. And then just notice, as you roll side to side, do your eyes follow the movement? Do they close? Do they want to find little points to focus on? What do you naturally do? So we're just going to observe that. And we're going to roll side to side a couple more times. Good. Then start to increase the speed with which you're rolling side to side. And notice if that changes anything in your experience. I noticed right then my eyes really wanted to close. So I'm going to let them. We'll go one more time to the right and one more time to the left. And then when you get on your left side, just pause and feel into the residue of the movement. And then let your top hand find the earth. And as you inhale, come all the way on up. All right. Then from here, let's bring the soles of the feet together pretty wide in front of you. Normally, I would invite you to bring a blanket underneath you so your pelvis could be upright, but we're going to be moving from here, and I don't want you to feel too imbalanced up on a high perch. So as best as you can, Bring yourself upright. And then from here, as much as you can, tip your pelvis forward. Your spine pretty neutral, right? Just going along for the ride, and feel the weight toward the front of the pelvis where the pubic bones meet. Then shift your weight over towards your right sitting bone. Feel that weight. Shift your way back towards your tail and feel that weight. And shift your way over towards your left sitting bone and feel that weight. And then we're going to start to smooth that circle out. And we're going to circle around those 4 points. Like a little weeble wobble, right? And as you're here, let's choose to give the eyes something to focus on. So something that's out in front of you, maybe a foot beyond your feet, which can really invite your eyes to focus on. And keep swirling around like this. Inhaling forward and to your right, exhaling back into your left. And one more time around. And then we'll come back to the center. Just have a moment to breathe. And then again, we're going to tip the pelvis forward. We're going to go over toward the left sitting bone, around toward your tail, over toward the right sitting bone, and toward the front of the pelvis. And now, as you circle around like this, you can either keep your gaze on that focal point, change it to a different focal point, or close your eyes completely. And if you choose to close your eyes, then you remove the vision input. Does that change your experience as we swirl around? And we'll swirl around one more time. And then we'll arrive back in center. And then just pause and feel your experience. And then open your eyes. Again, find your gaze focusing on something out in front of you. Let's keep it eye level. And then without changing your eyes, turn your head to face over your left shoulder. But still look at what you're looking at. Keep your drishti. Breathe your eyes back, or your face back to center. Keep your eyes on your focal point and turn your head to the right. Bring your head to center. Keep your eyes on your focal point. Drop your chin towards your chest. Bring your face back to center. Keep your eyes on your focal point and tip your face toward the sky. Keep your eyes on your focal point. Bring your face back to center. Close your eyes and give yourself a breath. And then look out ahead again. And tip your eyes, not your face, now just your eyes up toward the sky like you were looking at 12 o'clock on a clock face. And then bring your eyes back to center and tip your eyes down, not your face, just your eyes, like you were pointing your eyes towards 6 o'clock. And bring your eyes back to center. Keep your face looking forward. Take your eyes over to the left, like 9 o'clock. Bring your eyes back to center. And then take your eyes over to the right, like 3 o'clock. And bring your eyes back to center. Good. Gather your legs together. And from here, you can hold your shins lightly. As you breathe in, let your pelvis tilt forward, and let's bring a little heart lift. And as you exhale, tilt your pelvis back, and let's bring a little rounding, a little flexion through the spine. So inhaling, lifting up like a cow pose into spinal extension, and exhaling, rounding into spinal flexion. And we'll keep moving like that. And if this is enough for you, you'll stay here. If this feels pretty neutral, like, yeah, I can do it, I don't really feel like this is challenging, or I don't feel like this is rocking my sense of my body in space, and then we're going to increase that to some spinal rolls all the way down and all the way up. And exhale all the way down. And inhale, lift the heart. Great. And we'll just rock and roll like that. So these little sort of mini cat-cows, or this whole spinal roll. And we'll do that one more time. Great. And then come on up. Again, I just have a moment. Notice how that may or may not have affected you. And then we'll swing over onto little hands and knees. Take a moment again. Feel into your base of support, your fingers spread, your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And as you exhale, let's go ahead and curl and round into cat. And let the head go with you. And as you inhale, go ahead, tilt forward into a cow. And let the head go with you. And again, you might decide to use your eyes specifically to look towards your belly, and to use your eyes specifically to look up, maybe towards the space between your eyebrows. Or you might decide to close your eyes, which is what I enjoy doing. Let's do that one more time. And then we'll come back toward neutral. And then from here, peek over your right shoulder and wag your hips to the right. Inhale through center, peek over your left shoulder and wag your hips to the left. And we'll wag in that side to side feeling, turning the head and trying to look toward each hip. So giving the eyes, again, a specific way of moving. And we'll do that one more time. And then we'll come back to the center. From here, go ahead, tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, and then walk your feet forward. And give yourself a moment just to fold in Uttanasana, forward fold. You can bend your knees. And then let's use the hands to walk up the thighs and bring yourself all the way up to stand in Tadasana. All right. From here, let your base of support be a little bit wider. So a little bit wider than your hips for just a moment. Again, we're going to try to share the weight pretty evenly between the feet. You're not into one foot or the other. And then from here, just start to make little twists. And as you twist, you can just let your gaze take in the landscape, let it scan with you. It doesn't have to land on a focal point. And if that feels swirly-whirly enough for you, then stay with that. Otherwise, you can close your eyes. And then start to wind this down. I'll come back to the center. And just take a moment to feel the residue of that. You still feel stable, looking to feel wobbly. And then keeping your eyes closed, heel toe your feet a little closer till you get a sense of them under your hips. And just notice any wobbles here in the slightly narrow base of support. And how about if you bring your feet all the way to touch? And then open up your eyes. Find something to focus on. Does that feel more stable or equally wobbly? Great. All right. Find a little bit of space around you. Maybe move toward the center of your yoga mat. And as you breathe in, let's step the right foot forward. And then step your right foot back. Step your right foot forward, let your arms sweep up. And step your right foot back, let your arms sweep back. So let's do that one more time, looking up and looking down. Now, close your eyes and do it. Breathe in, step forward. Breathe out, step back. And now one more time, step forward. Keep the weight forward in that front foot, put your back heel down, and just nod your head yes. Nod your head no. Good. And then that took me off my balance. Tip your head right and left a few times. And then come back to your head to center. Come back to Tadasana and open your eyes. Interesting for me. All right, let's take a left foot. Step your left foot forward. Step your left foot back. Let your arms sweep up as you do that. So that right foot is your anchor foot. Now go ahead, try it with your eyes closed one time. And then the next time you step forward, stay there, eyes closed. Nod your head yes a couple times and center your head. Nod your head no a couple times and center your head. And then side to side with your head and center your head. Now, can you find your way back to Tadasana and then open your eyes? Great. Let's check it into the side now. Now the right foot's going to step out on the right and it's going to cross over to the left. And then the arms are going to go to the opposite. So right foot out, but arms over to the left. Cross over to the left, arms to the right. Do that one more time. Now could you do it with your eyes closed? And then step it out to the right. Stay there, curving your body to the left. Again, nod yes a few times. Center your head. Nod no a few times. Center your head. And ear to shoulder, side bend your head, your neck a couple times and center. And could you come back to Tadasana and open your eyes? Great. Let's check it in on the left side. So the left foot steps out to the left. You can bend that knee like a side lunge, then cross it. A little side lunge, and now the arms are going to go to the right and cross it. And one more time. Now do it with your eyes closed, maybe, if you're comfortable, if you feel safe doing that. And then we're going to step out to the side. Nod the head, yes. Nod, center your head. Nod your head, no. And center your head. Then side tilt, ear to shoulder a couple times. And center your head. Then we're going to come back to Tadasana and open up your eyes. Great. One last thing. We're going to come back to Tadasana. Inhale your arms up. And exhale, fold your hips over. You can bend your knees, so you don't have to think about your low back too much. You can fold from your pelvis. And then let your heels lift and pivot to the left. Then swivel your heels over to the right. And keep your fingers on the ground, just swivel your heels, left and to the right. Now, just for fun, lift up, swivel to the left, and then continue to swivel down to your bum. Now I've got my left hand on the ground. I'm going to press into that hand, kind of spin back up, and then spin my heels to the right, keep spinning. Push down into that hand, unspin. Now let's see if we can put that all together. Inhale, sweep out and rise up. Exhale, fold over and bend your knees. Inhale, lift up into your toes. Spin your heels to the left and keep spinning down to the ground to sit. Then put your left hand down behind you. Press into your feet, your hands, unspin to Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep out and rise up. Exhale, fold on over. Inhale, lift up into your heels. Spin them to the right. Continue to spin down to your bum. Then put your right hand down, press your feet down, on spiral. Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep out and rise up. Exhale, Tadasana. So there you go. Just some fun things to play with and see. You can even take a moment now to just to see how your body feels, how your awareness of your ability to feel stable or balanced feels, and to play with that. That's what I've been playing with over the past week or so in different incarnations. and I hope you have some fun with it. If you have any questions, let me know. If you like this or you have a question, you can put it in the comments. You can give it a thumbs up if you like it, and you can find me at sisterbliss.com. Thanks so much, everybody.